So I don't care what you need to do. Get these fucking nerds to drop everything and build this fucking phone! What?
This is one of my favorite performances from 2023. It's from the film Blackberry, a smaller film that's been all but forgotten in the recent awards cycle, and that's a shame, especially for Glenn Howerton, who turns in a career-best performance as Jim Balsillie, the former co-CEO at Blackberry. Glenn Howerton carries this larger-than-life presence of a walking, talking stick of dynamite that's ready to explode at any moment.
Hey! Get off the fucking internet!
When he's on screen, everyone else in the scene is on edge. And of course, we feel that tension too as we watch from the comfort of our homes, waiting to see what he'll do and how he'll react to any given situation. Glenn Howerton is a master of nuance. He's able to convey so much with facial expressions, a slow, piercing glance, a clench of the jaw, a manufactured smile. As the audience, you can see the change coming, though you can never be quite sure of the result.
I'm not fucking joking.
It's hard to quantify a performance like this, but sometimes a character just demands your attention. Whenever Jim Balsillie comes on screen in Blackberry, I found my eyeballs being pulled in his direction. Chalk it up to movie magic. Glenn Howerton's performance in Blackberry is shockingly good. Or maybe not so shocking if you've been watching him for almost 20 years as Dennis Reynolds on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Another brilliant performance that's been frustratingly overlooked by critics. But the similarities between Jim Balsillie and Dennis Reynolds don't end there. There's actually a lot of overlap between the two characters. So where do they overlap? And what are the iconic moments from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia that predicted Glenn Howerton's capabilities to take on such a volatile character? But first, let me thank the sponsor of this video, FlexiSpot. From watching It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, you can see that a chair says a lot about a person.
Don't sit down!
Golden chair, broken chair, inflatable chair, chair with bird poop on it.
Yeah, whoa! Stop, dude! What are you doing? That's my good chair.
Dennis Reynolds would certainly agree that there are starter chairs and finisher chairs. And FlexiSpot's new ergonomic office chair is definitely a finisher chair fit for a golden god. I used to sit at my desk in a dining table chair. It was cheap, and I figured, hey, a chair's a chair. That was until about last year when I sprained my back just bending over to pick up my kid. So trust me when I say that not all chairs are created equal. FlexiSpot's OC6 chair has everything you need to keep you comfortable and productive. Lumbar support, headrest, sleek design, and practically everything on the chair is customizable to your size and preferred comfort. It's also easy to assemble. I did it by myself in under an hour. Investing in a good chair is like investing in your own well-being. Your body will thank you later. And with FlexiSpot's new ergonomic office chair, you get a lot of bang without spending a lot of buck. Click the link in my bio and check out this amazing chair to see if it's right for you. Thanks again to FlexiSpot for sponsoring this video, and now let's get back to the essay. By far the largest overlapping characteristics between Dennis Reynolds and Jim Balsillie is the desire for control. Now this can come in many different forms. For Dennis Reynolds, a major aspect of his control revolves around his own body. Working out, skin peels, dyeing his hair.
You look like Superman.
Oh, cool. Yeah, right on. Well, he was the original, right? So.
In the episode The Aluminum Monster vs. Fatty Magoo, Dennis even tries to transform his appearance into a woman in order to help sell a dress he made and prove that he hasn't even begun to peak.
You haven't even begun to peak, but you're gonna peak today. Oh, you're gonna peak all over everybody.
But this desire for control goes even a step further, as he tries to control his own bodily functions like he's some kind of machine. Sometimes he's able to do this successfully, like when he manages to lower his own blood pressure.
I can see where you're headed with this. Let's not go there, okay? If I wanted my blood pressure to be low, I would simply command my body to make it low.
When he makes himself flaccid and erect in an instant.
Flaccid, erect. Flaccid, erect.
And when he's able to turn off all emotions and feelings when he gets stabbed in the hand with a dart.
Cheese and crepes. Son of a gun. Cheese and crepes!
But then there are other times when he's not so successful, like when he fails to stifle his coughs and the gang's still in Ireland.
So we are actually here looking for...
Uh-oh.
When he fails to cure himself of the flu and the gang gets quarantined,
Sickness be gone!
and when he can't stop himself from screaming after demolishing his hand and the gang goes bowling.
No, wait a minute. I'm going to scream here and now, because I can't hold it in, so here we go.
But more often than not, Dennis's desire for control usually has to do with the situations, scenarios, and schemes he often finds himself in. I mean, this is the man who created the tried and true Dennis system in order to manipulate women. He videotapes every woman he sleeps with, and even turns his bedroom into an escape room for his conquests.
A digital copy of your thumbprint has been sent as your e-signature confirming your full consent for whatever may happen to you.
Oh, God.
In The Gang Hits the Slopes, he instructs Tatiana on how to prepare herself for their future lovemaking.
Tatiana, I want you to clean yourself, for I will enter you hard and deep.
And in Charlie Rules the World, Dennis creates his own reality where he believes he is God before forcing himself to, well. And there's countless examples of Dennis trying to manipulate the other members of the gang and practically anyone else he comes across. I mean, that's pretty much It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia in a nutshell. Idiots trying to get over on each other. But Dennis seems to be on another level than everyone else. An almost psychotic, narcissistic level. In Time's Up for the Gang, Dennis constructs an entire elaborate sexual harassment seminar as a ploy to educate the others, but mostly it's so he can protect himself from any potential blowback.
Would a woman really text that, Dennis? Their phones did.
And instead of allowing himself to be put under the microscope for examination and the gang gets analyzed, Dennis counts himself as a peer, an equal to the psychologist. Dennis is the master conductor, in full control over the entire orchestra. But another overlapping characteristic between Dennis and Jim Balsillie from Blackberry is what happens when they lose control. They get very, very angry.
She agreed I won't be coming in here any longer until I'm getting paid.
Dennis's control takes many shapes and forms, and that's the same with his levels of anger. First, there's frustration. This is the lowest level of Dennis's anger. This could involve something not working like it's supposed to, like a bad table location, or an app not communicating with a smart car.
Dennis Reynolds. D as in deliver me from this. E as in engage with human. N as in nightmare.
This can also involve a misunderstanding, like D not understanding the seriousness of toxins and apple skin.
Jesus, just eat it with the skin on
I do not like it with the skin, D. I'm not allowed to eat it with the skin. I'm not allowed.
Or Dennis realizing that two women already have boyfriends.
Can our boyfriends come too?
Your boyfriends? Get out of here.
Get the hell out of here. Get out of here. Stay away from me.
Dick.
The best example of this level of anger is probably in The Gang Buys a Boat, when Mac fails to understand the implication.
Take him to a nice, comfortable place below deck and, they can't refuse because of the implication.
The range of emotions on display is astounding. The scene starts out light, like Dennis is telling a joke. He then turns on a dime as he reiterates the implication in this malevolent and sinister tone with dead eyes and a clenched jaw.
No.
But the thing is she's not gonna say no. She would never say no because of the implication.
And the more that Mac doesn't understand him, Dennis grows more irritated and frustrated.
Are you gonna hurt women?
I'm not gonna hurt these women.
Okay.
Why would I ever hurt these women?
I don't
I
know.
feel like you're not getting this at all.
I'm not getting it.
When Dennis's anger rises even more, that's when he goes into a rage. This can be when he's lost full control of the group, like when Charlie and Mac keep messing up the fake terrorist video,
Everybody get a weapon.
and when the gang starts to turn on Dennis and begin questioning evolution.
This is an open and shut case, and anybody who can't see that is a savage and an idiot.
Okay.
But the important thing to note about this level of anger is that in spite of losing control of the situation around him, Dennis still remains largely in control of his own emotions. It's almost like this predetermined choice to fall into a rage in order to exert dominance over someone else and regain some semblance of control. This is a channeled anger. And the way to normally spot this type of anger is when he launches into this poetic, almost Shakespearean language.
Be gone from me, you soy boy beta cock. The transaction is complete.
Dennis, I don't understand.
Be gone!
Examples of this are when he threatens to skin Dee and turn her into luggage.
Are you saying that you have a collection of skin luggage?
Of course I'm not, Dee. Don't be ridiculous. Think of the smell.
You haven't thought of the smell, you bitch!
When he demands a better delivery room for Dee,
The thunder of my vengeance will echo through these corridors like the gust of 1,000 winds!
when he threatens his neighbor Wally,
You ever been in a storm, Wally? I mean, a real storm? A storm of fists raining down on your head, blasting you in the face.
and perhaps the best example, when he launches into a tirade about his Range Rover in The Gang Misses the Boat.
I have contained my rage for as long as possible, but I shall unleash my fury upon you like the crashing of 1,000 waves! I am untethered and my rage knows no bounds!
Again, you can see the shift happen when the guy mentions that the car is for his daughter.
No, I'm looking for something for my daughter.
Your daughter?
And even more when he calls it a starter car.
A starter car.
Glenn Howerton's facial expressions are fantastic. Watching him take in information, process it, and shift from emotion to motion is such a delight to watch. And it's at this point that he deliberately chooses to launch into a rage, full of flamboyant gestures and poetic language, like he's reciting some monologue on a stage.
Starter car! This car is a finisher car! A transporter of gods! The Golden God!
But again, this is a contained rage. The most volatile level of anger Dennis can reach is when he completely spirals out of control. That's when he has a meltdown. As opposed to rage, where his anger is honed with poetic language, the meltdown level is ugly and often pitiful. In Mac and Dennis Move to the Suburbs, we get to see the methodical decline from frustration to rage, all the way down to meltdown at the end, when Dennis is a shell of himself, practically on the brink of murder.
Because I hate you!
Whereas the rage level is defined by poetic language and focused anger, the meltdown level is usually accompanied by a shrill, raspy voice, repeating the same incoherent words over and over again like some broken record.
I reign supreme!
These meltdowns tend to happen not just when he loses control of a situation, but when he feels disrespected or humiliated. Like when he gets tased by his fraternity brothers.
What they were doing wasn't fun. They kept zapping us and zapping us. Idiots! Savages! Idiots!
Jesus Christ, dude.
When he gets rated a 1 by women on a dating app.
It doesn't change the 5-star man who he is.
I'm a 5-star man! I'm a 5-star man!
And when his entire high school class looks down at him at the reunion in The High School Reunion.
Tools! Duct tape, zip ties, and gloves! I have to have my tools!
This desire for control runs through every fiber of Jim Balsillie. From the moment we first meet him, he's in his suit and tie, parking in his assigned parking spot, exerting his power and authority in his office.
I didn't realize you needed a copy of this tax report also.
Yeah, I'm in a meeting right now.
And even goes against his boss's wishes in order to backstab another coworker in this important meeting, which gets him fired. Every moment he's on screen, he's looking for the power play, searching for a weak point that he can exploit. On his first day at Research in Motion, he treats everyone like his personal assistant, he strikes fear into the other employees, redirects the entire company's priorities, and wedges himself in between Mike and Doug, Mike's best friend and co-founder.
Mike does not agree with this.
He just fucking did!
That was duress, okay? You're manipulating him. It's obvious.
The man practically has heads on his office wall like symbolic trophies of his past conquests. But just like Dennis Reynolds, when something goes wrong, that's when the anger pops up.
Fuck!
Near the end of the film, Jim Balsillie is ambushed and told that he's actually not going to be buying the NHL team that he already thought was in the bag. In the scene, Glenn Howerton gets to run the gamut of emotions. Jovial, shocked, anger. But very much like Dennis's rage, Jim Balsillie's anger is channeled like a desperate attempt to still hold some semblance of control. There's a shift when he realizes that he's lost that's accompanied by this maniacal smile, forewarning what's about to happen.
Oh, you guys are so fucking stupid.
It's the same look we've seen dozens and dozens of times in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia before he launches into a rage. Again, it's such a joy to watch Glenn Howerton convey this process. His eyes do so much of the work. but his entire face and body help too. Throughout the movie, you can see that slight flicker in his eyes that tells us that the gears are moving. He's thinking, plotting, scheming, trying to regain his footing. When everything begins to crumble around him, he uses his anger as a threat, the last tactic he has at his disposal.
You know what? Maybe I'll buy this whole fucking league. Huh? How about that?
And just like the poetic lines that Dennis shouts in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Jim Balsillie shouts what might be my favorite line from a movie in recent memory.
You think I won't fucking do it? I'm from Waterloo, where the vampires hang out!
If you've been watching It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, you know the kind of talent and range that Glenn Howerton has been displaying for years. But all of those classic moments are played for laughs. It was fascinating and long overdue to finally see him get to stretch his dramatic chops. It's just a matter of time before the Golden God gets another opportunity to show what he can do and gain the recognition he's long deserved on the silver screen.
Fuck yes.
Hello again, everyone. Thanks so much for watching. It's been a while since I've seen you all, and some of that is because I'm waiting for sponsors to get lined up for certain videos, but it's also because I'm working on my biggest video I've ever made. It's gonna be easily over an hour long, and that's crazy for me. I think my longest video so far is about 25 minutes. So trying to do one over an hour long, and that's gonna coincide with a big announcement for the channel. It's just a lot I'm trying to do right now. I think this is the longest gap of not having a video since I launched the channel back in 2016. It's just a good reminder out there that if you're not already, make sure you're subscribed and click the bell below so that way you're notified whenever a new Entertain the Elk video comes out. If you liked this video, please share it with a friend and leave me a comment below. Just in some way, if you can engage with this video, that helps appease the algorithm god so that way they're more motivated to share this with other people. I'm already hard at work on 3 other videos simultaneously, so I will be seeing you all again very, very soon.